Folks, we're getting ready for the figure eight main event. We got some little work to do in the infield here to get all set. I'll tell you what, a very unique trophy being given out tonight. You'll get to see that in Victory Lane. I'm not going to tell you about it, but Larry Adams designed this, and what a great job and a great trophy this is. He was showing everybody earlier what is a unique trophy we have here for the figure eights tonight, the first time in over 20 years, and that's coming up next right here at Antioch Speedway. Are you ready for the figure eights? Oh, come on now. Are you ready for the figure eights? Are you ready for the figure eights? What a great crowd. Thanks for being here, those of you on Antioch Speedway TV. Coming up next, it is the first time in over 20 years, figure eight racing at Antioch Speedway. All right, so folks, we're going to give you the starting lineup the way it's listed on paper.
Are you looking at paper?
I am in a minute.
Oh.
Electronic paper. Are they getting a... All right, here we go. We got... We're going to give you the starting lineup the way it's on the official starting record. Then we'll see how they actually come out, because I know a number of people are moving around. Ken Windland in the 66W out of Santa Clara, California, scheduled to start on the point. To his outside, Jewel Crandall out of Antioch, California in the 3JC.
Row 2 starting P3 is going to be the 47X of Angela Brown, and to her outside, the 40 car of Nasty Natalie Perry.
Starting inside row 3 out of Watsonville, California, John Kelson in the Circle 2 car. To his outside, the winner of the Hobby Stock main event earlier out of Discovery Bay, the 24M of Larry McKenzie.
Row 4 to the inside, it's the 01 of Dennis Kelson. And to his outside, making his debut in a very long time, in the 05, Steve Perry.
And in row 5 inside, it is one of the gentlemen that was a driving force behind this event returning, Jimmy Robbins in the X car. To his outside, Joshua Reeder in the 43J.
Row 6 starting P11, the 87 of Dan Gonderman. And to his outside in that 16 car, it's Rocky Adam Kajala.
Row 7 inside out of Brentwood, California in the 71JR. Ran 2 races already here tonight. It's his third and final main event for the night. Trevor Climans to his outside, Mike Conley out of Antioch, California in the 7A.
Bringing up the rear in that 11A is Charlie Bryant.
Charlie Bryant out of Oakley, California, another one that's doing double duties with the same car here tonight. So that is the way the starting lineup is on my race pass. That is not how they're going to start.
Yeah, we're starting to hear certain things are starting to shift around. And
3JC is and Nasty Natalie Perry aren't going to make it at all. getting the tires and everything into position. Yeah, Mike, you've seen the trophy we're giving away tonight. Isn't that thing amazing?
Oh, it's amazing like no other. It is definitely a work of art. Huge thanks. He doesn't want to be mentioned, but I'm going to do it anyways. This trophy was inspired by Larry Adams,
Yeah.
you know, along with Jimmy Rollins. So, ladies and gentlemen, they're taking the track now. Give it up for our competitors in the 8.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Angela Brown coming to a stop.
Yeah.
Jimmy Robbins. Jimmy Bobby taking a shortcut. So let's see. We got the 66W of Ken Winland on the point, who is outside the 47X of Angela Brown. Row 2, the Circle 2 of John Kelson, and who is outside the 05. That is Steve Perry. And then you have Dennis Kelson inside row 3. To his outside, it's Rocky Kujala. Then we have Jimmy Bobby and Larry McKenzie. Then Dan Gonerman and Trevor Clymans. And at the back, it will be
It's been getting so hard, living with the things you do to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in 20 years, get on your feet, make some noise. Let's give these competitors an Antioch send-off because we bring you the figure 8.
The back is a matter of fact, his eyes are as red as the sun. And a girl in the corner that no one ignores, 'cause she thinks she's the passionate one. Oh, yeah! It was like lightning, everybody was frightening, and the music was soothing, and the house started grooving. Oh, yeah! The man in the back said everyone attacked and it turned into a ballroom mess. And the girl in the corner said, boy, I wonder what he is.
Here they come. They're going to do a few little practice laps, but we show you the X. A couple people don't know what the X is, apparently.
Angela Brown troubled in the 47X. You're going to take a couple of learns. I just realized the Circle 2, I know where that paint job came from. You're not old enough to remember it, I'm sure.
The original Circle 2 of Kelson?
That paint job is the paint job from the TV show Starsky and Hutch. You don't know it because you're a
I
pup.
watched the remake.
Yeah, that's not the real. No, not at all. As they getting a little bit of time through there, see what's wrong with Angela Brown over there in the infield. Folks, we are going figure 8 racing. We're going to do it again in a couple weeks. Well, hey, shout out Purpose Built, home of the trades. They have stores in Oakley, Concord, and in Livermore. For all your work clothes, go see Purpose Built, home of the trades. Pacific Coast General Engineering, proud sponsor here at Antioch Speedway of the Hobby Stocks and of the Hobby Stock Nationals coming up. The big Jim Pettit Hobby Stock Nationals coming up as well. Contra Costa Mobile and Precision Break-In Front End, proud sponsors here at Antioch Speedway. General Plumbing Supply Company out of Brentwood, 925-634-6660, sponsor here at Antioch Speedway. McCauley's Agricultural and Pest Services, 925-634-1255. McCauley's Agricultural Pest Services, we know what bugs you. O'Reilly Auto Parts is the ultimate one-stop shop for all your automotive supplies, everything for your vehicle in one convenient place. That's O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Gas up with Cocoa Farms. Enjoy CocoFarms.com. Next, Muffler and General Auto Repair and DeCarlo Racing Products. Proud sponsors here at Antioch Speedway over on Pacheco Boulevard in Martinez, 925-550-6533. Delta Transmission, Delta Drive Line at 1105 Sunset Drive in Antioch. Give them a call, 925-754-1870. C&J Favalora Trucking out of Martinez, California. For all your dirt hauling needs, give C&J a call. Sherwin-Williams, you need a paint job with over 150 years of service. They're the place to go at 4102 Lone Tree Way in Antioch. Sherwin-Williams. Polar Bear rolled ice cream, you gotta love it. 2581 Main Street, the best ice cream around. Polar Bear rolled ice cream. Print Club, new sponsor of the mini stocks here at Antioch Speedway. For all your printing needs, go see him at 1913 Vern Roberts Circle, 925-754-8771. Cresco Equipment Rentals of the Bay Area, 800-573-1732. Coming around, ladies and gentlemen, next time by, we're going green flag racing. It is time for the figure eights. Everyone get on your feet. Let's give them a great big send-off as they are picking up the speed through turns 3 and 4. 3 and 4 backwards. No, it's 3 and 4 coming to the green flag. This time by, who's going to take home the win? Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for figure eight racing here at Antioch Speedway. Steve Perry with the early jump out into turn number 1. All the field going through turns 1 and 2. Perry out front. He crosses into the X. He's got Ken Winland right on his rear bumper. The 2 car of John Kelson is third. Here comes Dennis Kilson. He's there in the 4th spot. Jimmy Bobby up to the 5th spot. Coming through turns 3 and 4. Up off down the straightaway. Through the X. Everyone clears the X. Winland going a little bit slow. He spins. We got one car, I'd say actually our leader.
Steve Perry.
Steve Perry spins right there in turn number 1.
And your new leader coming through the X, that's going to be the 01 of Dennis Kilson, followed by Johnny Kilson. But here comes the wild man, yellow flag out on the field. Yellow for one car, being very slow. That looks like the 11A of Charlie Bryant. That's my guess.
Steve Perry gets going again. Dennis Kilson. I am so bummed. Pre-race show, we had technical issues, and the microphones didn't work. And had a great time. You know, he has a pre-race tradition. Every time he does it, he wins. He gets so nervous, he goes to the front of his truck and tosses his cookies.
Never mind.
And he wins when he does that, he said.
Well, he's sitting pretty right now.
Dennis Kilson says he never lets off the gas.
Yeah, we got the Circle 2, the 01, and Jimmy Robbins.
Jimmy Bobby up to the 3rd spot in that X car. That's not his 56 Chevy.
No, it's not. And these 3, the top 3 right now, are some of the originals from 20 years ago.
John Kilson, I talked to him. He's run about 200 or 300 different figure eights, and he said he's got about 170 wins.
That's it?
That's it. Slacker. The heck.
Well,
the Kilson's lining up side by side. Lineup is set. Going to give him the 1 to go signal. Oh, 1 car left. 7A of Mike Conley left the racetrack. He's going to get 2 laps.
yeah, he did say he just wanted to take the green. That car wasn't running right. So
have to wait and see. Got our pit people back there. Where do you want to be? If you're the leader, do you want high side or low side?
I'm just happy I'd be on the track running this historical race tonight.
Going to give him the 1 to go signal this time by Conley not coming back. Dennis Kilson on the point. John Kilson to his outside. Ken Winland Or no, it's going to be Jimmy Bobby third, Ken Windland into fourth spot. Give him the 1-to-go signal. Fifth is going to be Dan Gonerman. Dan ran one race in the figure eight years ago. Rocky Kajala. Then you got Larry McKenzie. And Trevor Climans to his outside in row 4. Row 5, it is Charlie Bryant and Angela Brown. At the back of the pack, it is the 05 of Steve Perry. Steve ran that car once last year. Once or twice. Ran it a couple times last year.
Did he?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, I heard what you said earlier. I
Yeah.
heard you.
yeah.
Green flag in the air. We got Dennis Kilson. We got John Kilson. They're going into turns 1 and 2. They're side by side. But here comes Jimmy Bobby and Ken Windland.
Oh,
Windland
one car goes up the hill. Yeah, sorry about that.
Windland. But Kilson, first one through the X. Here comes Trevor Climans. He's going to do the inside of Jimmy Bobby as they go into turn 4. Coming out of turn 3, they're heading back to the X. First one through is going to be Dennis Kilson, followed by Johnny Kilson.
And coming up off turn number 1, John Kilson through turn number 3 last time. Hit the tire on the inside. He keeps on going. Jimmy Bobby still there in the third spot. Dennis is just checking out. We're going to follow this battle for second. Coming up off turn number 2 through the X, it is John Kilson. And we're going to have a close matchup right now as Rocky
What y'all
Kajala
been
gets on
waiting
the
for?
brakes. Rocky bails out. Steve Perry keeps on going. It is our first bailout right now. Smoke coming out of the Trevor Climans car. See if Rocky keeps on going.
Here we go again, coming to the X. Angela Brown Kilson. Oh, almost got him. One car stalled out in the middle. That's going to be Charlie Bryant. Here comes Steve Perry. Can he get through? Ooh.
Contact. Dan Gonerman, Steve Perry get hit. He stopped. One car spins on the exit of turn number 2. Larry McKenzie. Steve Perry, I'm not sure why he stopped right in the middle of the intersection. He keeps it going. Or tries to get it going again. Yellow flag is out. Rocky Kajala sitting on the infield over there. Getting a lineup set. Lineup is set. So you get Dennis and John Kilson, 1 and 2. Jimmy Bobby in 3. Trevor Climans 4. 5th is Dan Gonerman. 6th is the Ken Windland car. 7th, Steve Perry. And 8th is Larry McKenzie. All right, here we go. Coming around to the green flag this time by Dennis Kilson has control of the field. Coming up off turn number 4. So that's turn 4 for this race.
Sure.
Green flag in the air. Once more time. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Trevor Climans gets a good run on the outside of John Kilson. John is up on the bankment down there in turn number 2.
Something's got to be wrong with that car. Trevor Climans goes around coming out of turn 4.
Flat tire in the left rear for Trevor Climans.
Uh-oh, he's going to have to run this X with a flat tire as Dennis Kilson comes out at turn 3 going into the X. But look who's coming on up. It's going to be Jimmy Robbins as he's starting to catch on Kilson. Now, these two have history also, stemming back 20 years.
Uh-oh, Trevor Climans coming to a stop in turn number 4. Yellow flag back out.
All right, green flag coming back out as we go and pick up the pace again. Here comes Kelson. Oh, Lord, they're coming through the X.
Kelson hard through the X. Here comes Steve Perry. He clears it. John Kelson, Jimmy Robbins, Dan Gonerman. Well, Gonerman's doing a great job.
Yes, he is. He's only ran this apparently one time, but he's doing great. Here
Larry
comes
McKenzie
Kelson.
spins off turn number 2.
Wilden and Kelson. Oh,
Here we go. Dennis Kilson coming up off turn number 2. He's going to have a clear intersection, but then Winland, he's getting off the gas real quick. He's letting these faster cars through. Now he's getting on the gas. That's letting Steve Perry catch up with him. Up front, it is all Dennis coming up off turn number 4, crossing the line. Here comes John. John's got some smoke coming out of it.
One car around, that's going to be Steve Perry. He's sitting there in the corner. Hopefully he can get that refired as they're coming through the X again. Larry McKenzie hits the brakes real quick.
McKenzie gets on the brakes and let the 2 leaders go.
Here comes Kelson through the X. They got Perry sitting right there. They all get around him a little bit. Yes, they
Yellow
do.
flag is out. Yellow flag out for the Steve Perry car.
And a lot of smoke coming out of that circle 2 of Johnny Kelson. Can that car hold on? Six laps down, 14 to go. They're doubling them up. Johnny Kelson with a lot of smoke coming out of that car right now.
It's white, though, so.
Yeah, well.
Right?
Yeah, it looks white. There's a hint of blue.
All right, Dennis Kelson on the point. Who are we putting up next to him? Lights out, coming to green flag. John Kelson up to the outside. DJ Kelson letting his dad, I don't know if how much choice he had in it, run that 01 car.
Oh, yeah.
Coming around to the green flag this time by once again. We got 6 laps down, 14 laps remain in this 20-lap main event for the return of figure 8 racing here at Antioch Speedway. Dennis Kelson coming up off coming into turn number 1. John Kelson falls in line in second. Jimmy Bobby is still there in third. Jimmy has not been able to make up any ground. He's just kind of hanging out there in third. Trevor Clemens back there in the 4 spot. Here he goes. He's trying to look to the outside. Battle for second coming through 3 and 4. As more smoke comes out of that circle 2 car. At the line, it is still Dennis, then John, then Jimmy, Trevor, Dan.
Oh, synchronized spin in there with Jimmy Robbins and Johnny Kelson as they come back onto the track. One car rounds Trevor Clemens. They're going to come through the X now. Dennis is just checking out now, but here he comes through the X. Yeah, he's got plenty of room.
And he's not lifting, as he said. And coming up off, Dan Connerman now up into the second spot. Jimmy Bobby in the third. Larry McKenzie, I think he's a lap down, isn't he?
I haven't been keeping check on that.
McKenzie, catches it. Almost spun there in turn number 1. Kelson, Dennis, that is, checking out from the field.
Here comes Kelson. All right, he clears it. As 2 more cars come to the X, Gunnerman and Robbins with, they stop. Oh, come on, guys. Got to run it.
And Steve Perry stop. The leader does not. Trevor Clemens gets through. Dennis Kelson, like he said, he is not going to let off. He is going regardless. Everyone else is going to let off of him.
And here he comes again.
What a great run for Dennis Kelson. Coming through turns 1 and 2. Just missing Larry McKenzie that last time.
Uh-oh, Kelson on Kelson. Who's going to win it?
McKenzie, whoa! McKenzie spinning himself out to keep from getting in contact with Dennis. Can he get it going again? Yellow flag back out. More smoke coming out of the circle, too. We are halfway done, 10 down, 10 to go in this 20-lap main event. And everybody having fun tonight?
All
What a
right.
great time in the
lights
circle
are
race.
out. Green lights are back on. Here we go. Green flag in the air once again.
Jimmy Bobby tried to take advantage of Dennis not getting on the gas.
One car stalled, Wiley. That's going to be Trevor Klimans as he's waiting
No,
to
he's
clear.
just waiting for the crew to get through.
And there he goes. Here goes Kelson and Bobby. Oh, we got some history in the making here.
The left rear on Jimmy Bobby's car is soft. Rim was almost hitting the ground as he was going through the straightaway. Battle for the lead coming through turns 3 and 4. Oh! Jimmy Bobby collects Trevor Klimans. As they're coming up off the straightaway, yellow flag in the air.
Yeah, that car is toast at this point. As Trevor Klimans and Jimmy Robbins, they get into it in the X. Ladies and gentlemen, is that what you guys came out to see? Are you guys disappointed? Do you guys want to see some more? Well, guess what?
2 weeks.
You can do it again.
John Kelson continuing to smoke there. Working on getting Trevor Klimans. Looks like Trevor put on an extra front bumper there to help with that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you guys wanted some more. Guess what? You guys got 10 more laps of this. Once we get these guys off the racing surface, we're going green again.
Trevor Klimans getting that thing rolling away. That was a little clobber there in the intersection.
And back on the racing surface, Angela Brown.
Working on getting that Jimmy Bobby car on the hook and get him off the racing surface after getting collected. And look at that left rear tire, Mike. That thing is not supposed to be facing that direction.
There's a lot of parts on that car that aren't facing the way they're supposed to be.
Looks like a little fluid get put down there.
Oh, that's
well.
going to make it even more interesting.
Yeah, that's
Not only
oil.
are you running the X, you also got some fluid on the dirt.
And that's a spot they like through. They're cutting down on that spot down there. Smoke coming out of Trevor Klimans' car now. Dennis Kelson on the point. Dan Connerman second. Third is John Kelson. Fourth, Steve Perry. Fifth, Larry McKenzie. At least in line. Behind Larry is Angela. She's a few laps down. Trevor Klimans.
A few.
A few. Getting set 10 laps down, 10 to go on this 20-lap main event for the figure eight racers. Racing the X here at Antioch Speedway. Thanks for tuning in on Antioch Speedway TV. Thanks for being here in the stands. Those of you who are here, man, what a great night to come.
I can't thank every single one of you fans in the stands. You guys have been great tonight. Here we go. They're coming into 4. They're going to come out of 3. You guys ready for 10 more laps?
For figure eights, that's 3 and that's 4. Coming up, off turn number 4. Dan Connerman on the inside. Dennis Kelson, our leader, well, it's going to be in the inside, going to turn number 1. Runs through that oil. Through turns number 1. Dan Connerman, great run on the high side. John Kelson back there in the 3rd spot. Steve Perry, here comes Trevor Klimans. Down the straightaway into turn number 3. It is Dennis Kelson working the high line, man. He is checking out again. As he's getting a little bit loose, look like a little bit in 3 and 4. Dan Connerman, about 5 car lengths back. Putting lap number 11 to books. 9 to go.
Yeah, right now that battle's for 3rd between Klimans and Kelson. As they're coming through 1 and 2, they're going to head on down back into the X. They're in each other's tails as they come down into turn 3 and 4. Here comes Kelson. He's got a clear X right now as everyone's starting to spread out there with the slower cars. Here comes Kelson. He's coming out of turn 2. He's coming to the X. Angela spins out.
Angela's avoiding that. He clears the way. Angela Brown there on the inside. We got Dan Gonerman second. Third, something gets thrown up from one of the race cars. John Kelson. Angela Brown keeps going. Gets involved in an accident with the leader. In turn number 1, they collect together. They're still not separated. Now they do. Dennis Kelson. Angela Brown together in turn number 1. Flat. Looks like it might be a right front flat on Dennis Kelson's car. It is. Can he hold on?
I think he can as he comes out of turn 4 coming back to the X. Steve Perry, he goes and checks out. He says, I'm done with this as he goes to the infield. Kelson, he has 0 rubber on that rim right now on that outside tire as he comes back through the X. He's plowing through the middle as
he's not slowing down even with the flat right front. Dennis Kelson, he said he wasn't going to let off the gas, and he's not. He's going to cross the line. 14 in the book, 6 to go in this 20-lap main event. As Dan Gonerman, what a great run Dan is having in that 87 car.
Most definitely. Now, if he can just catch back up to Dennis, which I don't know if he can in that 01 orange car as he comes through the X again. As Dan Gonerman's got to get around Angela Brown to even get anywhere near the 01. Larry McKenzie, he almost loses that hood. He can't see. He's going to park it up there in the top of turn 3. Hopefully that thing can go and fall back down so he can start running again. But here comes Kelson. Oh, boy, here comes McKenzie. Okay, he gives up. He goes to the inside. That hood comes crashing back down. Kelson, Dan Gonerman, they're coming back through turn 4 back to the X.
Dennis Kelson crossing the line, 16 down, 4 to go. Still running with a flat right front tire as Dan Gonerman's there. Now battle for the lead. Coming up off turn number 2. Gonerman on the inside. Passes him. Coming into the X down the straightaway. Dennis Kelson says, no, I want it back. And, man, he drives hard into turn number 3.
Oh, what better way to tick off a Kelson than pass him going through the X as they come around. Here comes Gonerman again. He's going to try to get back onto that back bumper. Angela Brown into one of the tires. Hopefully she doesn't stall out for too long. Here comes Gonerman. Gonerman's coming through the X. They're side by side. Here goes Kelson into 3 and 4. Gonerman's trying to get back to that back bumper. He can't come through the corners.
Angela's going to do what's called a half a lap, so she won't get the line. Dennis Kelson hits the tire, hops into the air with the rear end by 4 feet, stays in the lead. White flag is out one more time around Dennis Kelson. Dan Gonerman passes him. Coming through turn number 2. Here comes Dennis Kelson. Hits the tire again. Hits another tire. Hits another tire. Dennis Kelson said he wasn't going to let up. He doesn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in 20 years, give it up for Dan Gonerman. Ladies and gentlemen, were you entertained? Do you guys want to see this again? Who's coming back on the 29th?
Dan Gonerman having to get put out. He's on fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in 20 years,
Dan, come here.
This year,
Dan, come on out front. Ladies and gentlemen, our winner, first time in over 20 years of in the figure eight. I talked to you earlier. I think you said you ran once before.
Yeah, one time before. I sure did like that, though. That was a neat way to run.
Man, that battle between you and Dennis there at the end was amazing.
You know, it shows you how good he is and how bad I am. He had a flat tire for 10 laps. I couldn't pass him.
At the end there, he was driving through tires to try to get back by you. You passed him twice in turn number 2 over here, and he did not like that and just drove in deep down the straightaway.
Yeah, it was a good battle with him. A lot of fun.
All right, Mike has a very special, or actually the Nisses want to say thanks Delta Transmission, the proud sponsor here at Antioch Speedway for tonight's trophy. Beverly, yes, come on in. And Dan, this is your very special trophy, a belt.
All right, this is nice.
Beverly, you guys helped put this together. What a great job this race was tonight. No, you don't want to talk? All right, Beverly Niss, folks. Dan?
ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you've been following on Antioch Speedway by Promotions Facebook page, Antioch Speedway Weekly, but honestly, I got the madman himself, the master of distraction. Disaster. No, you were distracting tonight. This is Jimmy Robbins, baby.
I'm glad everybody showed up for the first figure eight here at Antioch. I was kind of not too happy about being the first one getting into the X, but I'm glad everybody enjoyed it. I hope we can do it again soon. Hopefully not too soon. I need a little help on my car here.
You got 2 weeks.
Thank you again for showing up. I mean, this has been the best crowd pretty much all season. Thank you again. Thank you.
Jimmy Robbins, everybody, the mastermind behind the X, coming back.
Let's head down here so you can get a hold of Dennis. Dennis Kelson. Not the way you wanted your night to end, but man, you put on one whale of a show.
I hope it.
So did you
Be back.
did you do your pre-race tradition?
Yes, I did, and it didn't help.
Well, I think it would have but man, you drove through some tires. You were not, as you said, you weren't going to let up.
No, that's what it's all about.
What a great show you put on. Thank you very much for coming out and entertaining the crowd like that.
Oh, I plan on doing this again. It was fun.
2 weeks.
Maybe. I gotta talk to the owner.
DJ's not happy.
You fucked me.
Hey, you